afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Topic Time with Harrison Young, back at Area 58 on a Friday, which is unusual. But we're doing a rare Friday show today, and I'm sure it'll come out great. I have an amazing musical accomplished person that we're going to talk to, and he's got a video we're going to watch about halfway through the show. But of course, before we get to him, I'm going to read these incredible underwriters, and then we will commence per usual. So, we have New England Floorscapes in Middleborough. We have Kingston Auto Body in Kingston. We have a new one, the Masket Olive Oil Company in Middleborough. We have Dockside Customs Tattoo and Body Piercings in Middleborough. Good to have them back. We have Carver Jewels from Ronald R. and Lily Delano Goldsmiths. Jewels right here in the building in Carver. We have Outback Arms LLC in Plimpton. Good to have them back. We have Plymouth County Power Sports in Middleborough. We have Tom Auto in Middleborough. We have Countertops Express in North Attleboro, experts in the installation, removal of quartz and granite. We have good old Dave's Automotive up the road on Route 58 in Hanson. We have Evan Young Realty, that's my brother, the realtor. We have DNS Auto Works in Abington, and collision specialist. And we have Jeffrey's Horse and Hounds right in Carver, right up the road. Quality use tax, saddles, equipment, show clothing, essentials, and gifts for the horse, hound, and human. And I want to thank you guys very much. And now it's Zay Zillist, and how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I thought when I first saw your name, Zay, I thought is that a name for you? I mean, what are you? Are you a music producer and a performer? Is that it?
So I just record music, and I also curate shows and stuff like that. So that's like my main thing. I dipped into a little of management, but it didn't really work out because the artist wasn't too dedicated. But hopefully one day I could dip back into that. And that's definitely a goal of mine for exclusive entertainment.
Okay, well, how long have you been doing music for?
So I've pretty much done music my entire life. Back to, being a young kid in choir, doing choir in school, and, just being really passionate about writing my own stuff, like, poems, raps. I even used to write R&B. That was something I did for a while. Then puberty hit, so I couldn't really sing anymore, but I still stuck with the rapping.
Hold on. I got to ask right off the bat. Puberty hit meaning what? Your voice was too deep? Is that it?
Yeah, my voice changed a lot, so I couldn't really hit the notes that I wanted to. And yeah, so my voice changed a lot once I hit, my late teens. Okay. So I wasn't able to sing the same stuff anymore. My range used to be pretty high up there, but now it's more of like alto level.
Okay, so, well, did you have a preference for a higher voice that you wanted to keep your whole life? Because male voices usually do get deeper when we get older.
Yeah. So that's the thing, right? So I was born a female, so I'm transitioning to male.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So my voice was a lot lighter when I was younger. So singing was like my initial thing, but then I turned over to rap because I was like, this would be better suited for my voice, as the changes go and stuff.
I understand. Okay. All right. Well, you rolled with the punches, as they say, I guess. All right, where did you grow up in Lawrence? You live in Lawrence now. Is that where you grew up? And where, if not, where? I like to find out. I like to profile everybody thoroughly.
Yeah, so I was born in Lawrence. I spent some of my younger years in New York, but then I came back, moved around Massachusetts a bunch. But yeah, I've been here most of my life.
Okay, you college educated too?
No,
okay,
I'm not. I don't have a degree or anything, but
that's all right.
Yeah, I do have some college training. I just never finished.
Well, okay. Well, was it for music or for some other stuff?
Actually, it was for criminal justice.
Oh, okay. Were you thinking of becoming a lawyer? Is that it?
I wanted to be a detective.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, all right, now, we talk about, as a kid, did you ever, I know you did choir in church, you said, right? Were you ever in a musical band as a kid, either as a teenager or, younger or even now?
No, I never was part of a group or anything like that. I would, occasionally meet up with my friends and we would sing, do like karaoke in house and stuff like that. But it was never anything like a group or anything.
Okay, so you've always been a solo artist.
Yes.
Okay.
Always.
Okay, now according to your Facebook page, you're a producer, but you said you don't really have anybody to produce for right now, but you're gonna go
Right,
back to
right.
it, right? Okay, except for yourself. Okay.
Yep.
All right, what do you, now do you just sing? Do you play any instruments as well?
So I do play a little guitar.
Okay,
Um, I wanted to start learning how to play piano so I can, do more stuff, as well as the violin. But, you know, hard times hit, and then sometimes you can't afford the lessons. But I am getting back on track, so that's definitely a goal of mine.
okay, that's great, okay. Now, do you have a record label that you've been recorded on?
So I've been recording under my own. That's what exclusive entertainment is.
Okay, that's what I meant when I said producer, because I saw that on your Facebook page.
Right, right.
Okay, and how long have you had your own label for? How many years now, or however long it's been?
So it's been about 5 years, I'd say.
Cool,
Um,
okay,
yeah, I put it together because initially it was rough, like getting back into the music scene and stuff like that, because I hadn't been in the music scene for a few years.
okay,
Um, so I was kind of like struggling to get back into things, and I was just like, you know what? Let me start my own label and try to, build a name for myself, and hopefully I get somewhere further with that. And it's been working out pretty good ever since.
okay. Now, as far as where do you go to perform at different venues, like clubs or bars or theaters?
Yes.
Well, tell me about where
So
you perform.
So the first place that I performed at, actually, shout out to Xavier.
Okay,
He runs One Eye Visuals. So he actually was like, I have this event and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, I'd love to perform. It would be my first time coming back on the scene, and it was actually a barbecue restaurant in Lowell.
okay, cool.
So I started off, small, just doing small little venues and stuff like that. Now I'm like doing bigger lounges, and I hit the actually a really big stage not too long ago in I think it was Dorchester,
Okay,
um for my guy Sando. So
okay.
that was pretty cool.
What was it? Was it a big stage? I mean, was it a
It was
restaurant?
like a theater.
Oh, really? In Dorchester? Okay, I didn't even. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm not that familiar with. I mean, I'm familiar with Dorchester, but I didn't know they even had a theater. That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah, I forget the name of the theater. I'll get
Oh,
you that information after, if anything.
that's
But
fine.
yeah,
Yeah, that's all right. Don't worry about that. That's if you wanted that. Don't worry about the information. That's amazing. Okay. Now, have you ever gone outside of New England to perform, like New York, or did you say you went? Now you say you moved to New York for a while as a kid. Did
yeah,
you play music down there at that time?
just street stuff. It was just performance in the streets. But
Well, that's great.
aside from
On the
that,
streets of New York. Well,
I
that's
did, yeah. Aside from that, I did go out to Ohio,
okay.
to Akron.
Oh, tell me. Oh, you did some
Akron,
acting too? Akron.
um,
Oh, you said Akron, Ohio.
yeah, Akron, Ohio.
Oh,
I
okay.
went out to Akron. There was a promoter from over there that reached out to me and wanted me to go out there. So I brought a couple people out there with me from Mass to perform as well.
Oh,
It
okay.
was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool experience.
Well, all right. Well, what is it? Well, is it now? Was this guy like a rep or something, or did he just have a thing? You said just have a venue where he wanted you to perform?
So it was this local promoter.
Okay.
Her name is actually Tashay. She's an artist herself.
Okay.
Um, so she reached out because she saw that I was doing, something similar. Like I started my own label and stuff like that, and she
Wow.
started her own label, and she's got her own stuff going on down there in Akron. Um, but yeah, so she reached out to me and she was like, "Hey, I'm putting together this show. I've been looking into your music. I really like the way your music vibes and stuff like that." So yeah, so then I ended up going out there, brought a few people with me, and we made it a party.
Sweet. Well, on that note, we're about halfway through the show. We're going to watch a video of Jay Zillist, and we'll come back and talk about it. So stay tuned. We'll be right back to discuss it.
I'm ready.
Exclusive. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hey Zay, you ready?
Yeah, queen.
hot alone when you were the one who caused the storm. Sweet promises and fantasies, all the lies you were telling me. Take your broken promises, bitch, please. Tell me the reason you had to cheat on me. Tell me the reason how you treated me. To the left, there's your signal. Just leave.
Raw heart, but my head was kinda cooked, so you know I had to let it go. For a while I went with the flow, but I ain't wanna do shit no more. I ain't dealing with you no more. No enrichment had me spiritually poor, so I'm done with you. My strength is breaking through. All that pressure I kept feeling. Open my eyes, your plan was revealing. Cheat codes in the games you played. I cracked every single one, I had time that day. What you thought, girl, you thought it was easy? I had to let you go, you free to be sleazy. You promised me that you was all for me. You said, baby, put your trust in me. Close it up for the rest of my life. Never let a shorty in unless she become my wife. I never trust a hoe, a woman could earn that. But if I gotta let him go, you know that I'm on that. I never knew I'd start to feel this way. I gave my all, put my heart in, babe. The feeling I had every time she came around, it had me suffocated. Man, I knew I should've waited before I uttered the word love. Really is just a drug, and she had me hooked. Raw heart, but my head was kinda cooked, so you know I had to let it go. For a while I went with the flow, but I ain't wanna do shit no more. I ain't dealing with you no more. No enrichment had me spiritually poor, so I'm done with you. My strength is breaking through. Raw heart, but my head was kinda cooked, so you know I had to let it go. For a while I went with the flow, but I ain't wanna do shit no more. I ain't dealing with you no more. No enrichment had me spiritually poor, so I'm done with you. My strength is breaking through. Broken promises.
Jose, that was great. Tell us what we just watched.
So that video right there is actually called Broken Promises. I did that song with my good friend Lay.
Okay.
Shout out to her. And we recorded that video with Sandal Films. So
Is it Sandalwood Films or Sandal Films?
Sandal Films
Because I know
Production.
it's Sandalwood Films. I know a guy that produces films. Okay, cool. All right. So,
Yeah.
all right, great. Now you say these people you perform with. Now you say you're a solo artist, but these are people that still work with you. So how does that go down?
So basically, they'll feature on a song, and I distribute it through my platforms. And whatever we make, I'll, give them a piece of the profit.
Oh, good. Wow. So you really,
Yeah.
so you're obviously, you're obviously thinking outside the box and making it work. Well, who were those people you went to Ohio with? What were they doing?
So they're artists as well.
Okay.
I brought them onto my team, and there were also some artists that were not on my team that I reached out to, and I was like, "Hey, there's this show. This promoter reached out to me. Do you guys want to possibly get a slot?" So then I linked them up with her as well. So it worked out pretty good. But the people from my team were Loco the Demon. Shout out to him, and Cloud9. He's another artist. He no longer does music, but he still was a very big supporter around that time. So shout out to him.
So basically, you network pretty well as far as other artists, even though you don't really perform with them.
Right. Most
Okay.
of the time I perform by myself, but if they are available and I feel like that's kind of the vibe for the night, then I'll make sure that they're on stage with me as well.
Oh, that's great. Okay. Now, as far as now, do you have to buy beats like a lot of my guests do that, or do you make your own beats?
So I've only made 2 of my beats,
Okay.
but every other beat I've purchased.
Okay. All right, but I guess whatever works. All right.
Yeah.
So what are you currently working on?
So right now I'm working on an album. It's kind of low key. I haven't really told anyone about it, but yeah, I'm working on a new project. It's gonna be 20 tracks. And aside from that, I'm just putting together events. Um, I have a few events coming up that I feel like will really push my brand a little extra. Like
Cool.
it'll give it a little extra pizzazz that I've been needing. So
Okay. And where are you going to be? These are performances that you're setting up for yourself, correct?
yeah. So I'm so for the events particularly, I like to book other artists that are similar to my genre.
Okay.
Um, but I also do events that are like, different artists and stuff like that. And, maybe I'll be able to work with different genres
Okay.
myself by doing that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, now, what do you use for background music then? If you just sing, just the beats, right?
Yeah. So most of the time I do use the tracks with my vocals on it.
Okay.
If I don't have enough time to prepare for the show before, or if it's like last minute booking or something like that. But other than that, I do use just the beat, and just straight vocals when I hit the microphone.
And you write all your own stuff, right? Your own music.
Yep, I do.
All right. So even though you collaborate with other artists when it comes to networking, none of them, you've never like co-wrote a song with anyone, or have you?
No, I've not. I've never co-wrote a song. I wrote for one of my songs that I have a feature on. I did write the hook for the person
Okay.
that was featured on my song, but aside from that, I never had anybody write for me. So
Okay. So you're pretty much independent.
yeah.
A little while ago you said you went to acting, and I thought you said acting. Have you ever done? Have you? So what I'm getting at is, you ever done anything in entertainment outside of music? Have you ever done any acting? Have you ever done any? You look athletic. Have you ever played any sports? I like to find out how multifaceted my guest is.
Yeah, so no acting. I just did a little bit of theater in school. And when I was in Job Corps, I did improv class. So
Oh yeah.
aside from that, I never did any acting.
All right. Let's talk about what's Job Corps. What's that?
So Job Corps is a facility that you can dorm at, or you can be a non-resident, but you can go there. It's a trade school. And I went there to get my high school diploma, my license,
Wow.
and yeah, I was also in security, but I didn't finish the security trade.
Security. Well, security like what? To work as a security guard? When I hear
Yeah,
Job Corps, it sounds to me like
as
they're
it
trying to get you employment, right?
right. So after that, they do get you employment after graduation. But I like I said, I didn't finish the security program. So
Yeah, but you said
um,
you did theater there, though. You did some acting, right?
yeah, some improv.
Improv. All right. Well, that's interesting. What I'm getting at is, if it's Job Corps and you did improv, are these like they're giving you an opportunity to do it do it for money somewhere, like on stage someplace?
No, so improv, it was more like a extracurricular activity for on
Okay.
campus.
Okay.
Yeah,
So Job Corps is kind of like an education slash placement deal.
right.
Okay. And something like improv is just to kind of keep you interested in doing it and keep it going.
Right. Something to just like pass the time, really.
Oh, okay, yeah, but obviously, but if it looks like it might be interesting and it could open another door for you, then that's a good thing. Aside from just, it's a beneficial piece of opportunity for you, obviously. But obviously, and at some point, maybe you'll like to try it again. Have you done anything in sports at all? Just like in school or
Yeah. Yeah, I used to play a little basketball, a little softball.
okay, cool, all right, that's good. All right, now,
Yeah.
now. Yeah, now you've never written. You've never written a song for anyone else? You said, or have you? You haven't.
No, I just write like when it has to do with my music, if I feel like I can write something better and they're open to that type of critique, then I'll put my input. But other than that, I've never written any music for anyone else.
Okay, and But is that off the table, or do you think, I mean, right now, it's probably just not gonna happen anytime soon. If it does, it'll have to be some kind of an inspirational event that occurs that makes it happen, that makes you wanna do it.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah. I think in my personal opinion, I feel like it's better that I write for me because I write from experience. I write from my own personal feelings and stuff like that. So I would really have to like go through an experience with that person that I'm writing that for in order for me to be able to connect with it.
I understand. Yeah, I figured with all the people, the artists you know, maybe you would, but okay, that's fine. You're obviously very deep in that. How much time a week do you spend writing?
Pretty much my entire week. I
Wow.
spend most of my time writing. That's why I have a lot of stuff in the vault that I have yet to, touch or record or anything like that. But I spend a lot of time writing. I'd say like a couple hours a day I write.
Are there any events in your life that you'd say really inspired you to write or something, any songs that you've already turned out?
Um, I'd say lately I haven't really had much of good experiences. So most of like the new project is like coming from a negative place, I would say.
Okay,
But there is a light at the end of the tunnel. So I feel like, the fact that everything is now turning up in my life and things are getting back on track, I feel like I'll have a lot more positive music to add to it.
plus you're on my show, that couldn't hurt either.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, that's right, exactly. Okay, well, I mean, what would you define your genre as?
um, I I just call it the Zillist genre.
Okay.
I don't really know what to call it because sometimes I dip into hip hop. Sometimes I'll have like my beats will have more of an R&B feel, or like it'll collide with like some island feels. It's just kind of all over the place. I don't discriminate when it comes to uh genres,
Just
but
like
I would
diversity.
say right.
Okay. All right. Well, guess what, Zay? We're in the final 5 minutes of the show. I hope you had fun talking to me.
Of course. It's been a blast.
Okay. So what I want you to know, you gave a bunch of shouts out to people that and if you want to give some more, that's fine, and we can wrap the show up. And I also want to know, do you have anything coming up on the horizon? I know you got a bunch of stuff scheduled. Is there anything you want to mention specifically, though, that's coming up soon? If not, that's fine, but I like to make sure we cover everything when I interview anybody. So just let me know. If not, that's fine, but just checking.
Right. So I do have my award show ceremony coming up the end of April. I started an award show.
This
I
award,
believe
this
it was
award for you, or just not just you, for other artists too, right?
No, it's for other people. I
Good.
don't accept awards or anything for this specific award show.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just to shine light on other local artists, promoters, small businesses, stuff like that.
Oh, great. Where are you having it?
It's gonna be at the Path Lounge in Fall River.
Sweet. Okay, good. And you know the date exactly yet?
I don't have the exact date. I know
Okay.
they told me that that the end of April is open. We're still discussing the exact date, but the venue is locked in.
Okay. Just curious, how did you come up with the name Zay Zillist? Was that your given name, or is this something that you made up? And just check.
So Zay comes from the name that I gave myself, Isaiah.
Oh, Isaiah, got it. Beautiful. Okay.
Right. So Zay comes from that, and Zillist is just, I don't know, because I feel like I'm the Zillist. I'm the illest.
Yeah, sounds like a cool adjective. I'm the Zillist. Not the
Yeah.
Zillist, but the Zilliest. Okay. All right. Well, Zay, you did a great job with me. Will you do me one favor? Stick around, and I'll take a pic for Facebook, and I'll tag you in it, and you can tag me as well after we wrap the show up. Is that okay?
Of course.
All right, folks. Another great episode of Top of Time is in the books. So more to come. So stay tuned. Wrapping up and snapping out. There we go.